So, this one's gonna be about entrepreneurial stuff and or entrepreneurial success stories, which is pretty amazing. I like success stories. They're amazing. And I not only like them just because of the motivational factor, but it could give you a lot of information and a lot of knowledge as well. Like, okay, to actually see like, how did he do it? How did she do it? How did this guy do it? It is pretty interesting, and I think it's pretty valuable. But more after the intro. Boom. Cinematic. With a cinematic voice. No, not really. But yeah, with that being said, hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics fucking podcast. And yeah, I'm freaking pumped to go through this article from the Entrepreneur Europe.com, I assume, because I can't actually see the URL, but I'm gonna link it down in the description if you're on a YouTube fucking video, and if you're on a podcast, it's still gonna be there. It's actually gonna be there, yeah. But yeah, as I said, we are going through some success stories, some entrepreneurial success stories, and the article exactly is called 8 Great Entrepreneurial Success Stories. Well, I could have assumed, or you could have assumed, from Steve Toback, the VIP contributor, or he is a VIP contributor, author of Real Leaders Don't Follow. So I don't know. Like, the thing is, was it yesterday or was it today? I don't even remember. But, either one of those, I've been talking about actually not being on the success.com site, just because I somehow believe that, everybody can write there. And I kind of do not like that, even though it would just be such an incredibly good website for me going through, just because there's so much self-development related stuff. It is amazing, it is insanely good. It would be great, but I don't want to spread just misinformation, bullshit and whatsoever. This is not what I'm willing to do. Therefore, I would rather go through the entrepreneur.com site, still being written or going through an article on their site and still being written by just someone. But yeah, let's actually read, or let me read. So it never ceases. I don't fucking know what ceases even means. But yeah, so it never ceases to amaze me how much time people waste searching endlessly for magic shortcuts to entrepreneurial success and fulfillment when their only real path is staring them right in the face. Sorry, I just thought like, what the fuck? Real entrepreneurs who start a real business that employ real people who provide real products and services to real customers. Yes, I know that's hard, it is a lot of work. What can I say? That's life. Besides, look on the bright side, you get to do what you want and you get to do it your fucking way, Even though, your fucking way could be just pretty fucked up and bad and shitty and won't work. But yeah, you're doing it your way. It's good. So there's just one catch. You've got to start somewhere. Ideas and opportunities don't just materialize out of thin air, which is definitely the truth. The only way I know how to get started is by learning a marketable skill and getting to work. In my experience, that's where the ideas, opportunities, partners, and finances always seem to come from. Sure, it also takes an enormous amount of hard work, but that's just comes with the territory. And I've been talking about the exact same thing actually yesterday, but the episode isn't up yet. It's been another self-development chess episode. I like it. I love it, even though it would actually be nice to only, make an episode me just playing some chess and that's fucking it. But, what should I be doing? Well, I could do it. I could just do it. But yeah. The thing is, it definitely is the case. Like, I truly believe in having knowledge, and I truly believe in, okay, it is great that, I don't know, that you just know shit and everything is fine and whatever it is, but you gotta have to do shit. And I also gotta have to do shit. Like, me going through articles might give me a little bit of motivation. It might give me a little bit of knowledge, but it surely won't get me anywhere physically. Basically, Without me acting, nothing will actually happen. it is what it is, you can't do anything about it and I can't do anything about it, but actually doing shit, actually doing the fucking shit. And on the other hand, it is really like by just doing things and being in a territory, you learn a lot of things, and you get a lot of things, as he already pointed out, like, okay, you get your ideas, you get the money, you get the partners, the customers, whatever, you're gonna get them by just working, by just being in there, by just being in a space, by just doing whatever. You're gonna get them, you're gonna get those customers, those employees, you're gonna get them, the clients, the contracts, whatever it is, you're gonna fucking get them. If you want to do entrepreneurship right, here are 8 stories you've probably never heard about companies you've most definitely heard of. Well, I assume so, because there's so many great companies out there, so many internationally great companies or firms out there that are doing great, that are doing great. A lot of them are doing not so well. As Apple, for example, is doing not so well, the Pierre Omidyar way. I guess, he always talks about, I think, the founder it must be the founder of the company, or who started the company. Yeah, so the Pierre Omidyar, I hope this is pronounced correctly, I don't think so, way. In 1995, a computer programmer started auctioning off stuff on his personal website, Auction Web, it was called, as it was then known, was really just a personal project, but when the amount of web traffic made it necessary to upgrade to a business internet account, Omidyar had to start charging people fees. He actually hired his first employee to handle all the payment checks. Gotta be the... Never mind. Never ever mind. So he actually hired his first employees to handle all the payment checks. The site is now known as fucking eBay. And I didn't know that, He kept his promise, of me just giving knowledge about things, about companies, about firms, about people I haven't known of. At least the people I've known of eBay, And I've actually wanted to sell something on eBay just through Gary Vee, as you probably could have thought about or thought of. Yeah. But yeah, in the end, it was like, okay, I didn't have any PayPal, and PayPal was like, yeah, you gotta wait for 2 to 3 days until you have your fucking account. And then I was like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. Not the best idea. Don't do this. Really don't do this, If you want to do something, do it. Apparently, it wasn't that of an important thing for me. Therefore, I didn't also do it. Like, it is in general pretty difficult for me to decide whether something is actually worth my time or not, just because, well, I could do something for the podcast, I could record an episode, I could do some posts, I could do a lot of shit, besides unfucking, trying to get some clients for my graphic design stuff. I could, try really hard to do so, but I somehow feel like, it makes more sense to just do what I'm doing here. And that's it. Yeah, pretty amazing. That's some problems that I'm having. But yeah, the next one, the John Ferolito and Don Voltaccio. Well, it's actually Italian, I assume. It must be Fiat, or if it, I don't know. I think it's only a European car company. I do not think that they're also available in, or are they? I only know Mini probably. Is there Fiat in the US? Write it down. If you're from the US, or if you're just listening to the podcast and you're from the US, I actually know that the one person that seems to be listening to my podcast is actually from the United States. I think actually from California, even though they say like, okay, I'm having one person or one audience, and this one audience is like 80% from the US and like 2% from Austria and like, I don't know, 3% from Norway or some shit like this. So I don't know how right this is, but yeah, So the John Ferolito and Don Voltaccio, because the I, it's just, I think it's Voltaccio. Yeah, it should be. Way. Back in the 70s, a couple of Brooklyn friends started a beer distributor out of the back of an old, actually VW, just because it's a German firm, but VW bus. 2 decades later, after seeing how well Snapple was doing, they decided to try their hand at soft drinks and launched Arizona Green Tea. Today, Arizona's tea are #1 in America and distributed worldwide. The friends still own the company, which is amazing, I like that shit, I really like to see that they're still just, owning the whole shit, and they haven't kind of sold it for $3 billion and are now living on the Bahamas doing nothing all day long. Also because I assume it won't really make you happy. It won't be the best thing, especially if you've founded a company and you went through all the stress of building it up and whatsoever, which I'm assuming there, I don't know, I'm assuming there. And then you're just selling it and doing nothing. I couldn't do that, I really couldn't do that, I would just really like to do my shit, this is what I do, like, I want to do my shit, and I do not want to fucking lay around and do nothing all day long. It's nothing that really makes me happy, it really does not. The next story, the next success story, the Matt Maloney and Mike Evans way. When a couple of Chicago software developers working on lookup searches for apartments.com got sick of calling restaurants in search of takeout food for dinner, the light bulb went off. Why isn't there a one-stop shop for food delivery? That's when the pair decided to start Grubhub. I haven't heard of Grubhub before. Or is it Grabhub? Nah, it should be Grubhub. Grab is with an A, isn't it? Yeah, it is, I guess. Which went public last April and is now valued at more than $3 billion. On paper, We always have to say that it is on paper. The Joey Colomb way. After operating a small chain of convenience stores in Southern California, Joey Colomb had an idea. He had an idea. That upwardly mobile college grads might want something better than 7-Eleven. I don't know what fucking 7-Eleven is. So he opened a typical themed market in Pasadena, stocked it with good wine and booze, hired good people and paid them well. He added more locations near universities, then healthy foods, and that's how Trader Joe's got started. I do not even know what Trader Joe's is, but it sounds great, Just because you can clearly see there, like, he knows what his audience was willing to get, he just knew what the customers wanted, and therefore he gave it to them, which is amazing, which is like, I understand you, I fucking know you, I gonna give you whatever you want, because I'm just consumer-centric, I'm customer-centric, I know what they need, I know what you need, and I want the shit that you wanna need or wanna want. Yeah. This is it. The Howard Schultz way, which is the next one. And there are always like related articles to those certain people. And I really like the stories. Like, I think I do like the stories more, like, I do like the stories more of, what the fuck am I talking about? I do just like these stories more than I think their meaning or the background behind it. But just because I like stories? I don't know. I really don't. So the Howard Schultz way. A trip to Milan gave a young marketer working for a Seattle coffee bean roaster an idea for upscale espresso cafes like they have all over Italy. His employer had no interest in owning coffee shops, but they agreed to finance Schultz's endeavor. They even sold him their brand name. It is Starbucks. And everyone knows Starbucks. And it is actually the case, like, there's actually a pretty great video from, I think, is it from BBC? It is actually a pretty big brand or company, if you're willing, that did a video on Starbucks and how everything just was made and how everything just started and whatsoever. Pretty amazing. Maybe I'm finding it. Maybe I can link it down, but I don't know. Just, look for it on your own. And yeah. I'm gonna see if I can do this, because I'm not really sure. The next thing is the Phil Robertson way. There was a guy who so loved duck hunting that he chose that over playing pro football for the NFL. He invented a duck call, I know that shit. He invented a duck call, started a company called Duck Commander, eventually put his son Willie in charge, and that spawned a media and merchandising empire for a family of of rednecks known as Duck Dynasty. Yeah, it's amazing. I think they also have a TV show or something. They're probably on YouTube, as well. I don't know, but I hope for them actually. I really hope that they're not only on just on TV, because I'm really thinking about how long TV is gonna exist from now on. I do not think for a pretty long time. I think they're gonna die relatively soon, I assume. But you know what? I don't know. I really don't know. Konosuke Matsushita. Wait, probably pronounced so fucking wrongly. I'm sorry for that. So in Japan in 1970, as a 23-year-old apprentice at the Osaka Electric Light Company with no formal education came up with an improved light socket. His boss wasn't interested, so young Matsushita started making samples in his basement. He later expanded with battery-powered bicycle lamps and other electronic products. Matsushita Electric, as it was known until 2008, when the company officially changed its name to Panasonic, is now worth $66 billion, which is amazing. And now, actually the last one, is it the last one? We are fast today. I've already recorded another one today because it is so fun today. I'm really in the mood. I think I've really changed a little bit my mind about what I'm doing here. More about that's fun for me. This is what I'm willing to do. This is what it is. I don't fucking know. The last one is the Steve Wozniak. He's actually also called Steve, or is called. Never mind. The Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs way. While they had been friends since, who the fuck doesn't know the story? While they had been friends since high school, the two college dropouts gained considerable exposure to the computer world while working on game software together on the night shift at Atari. The third Apple founder, Ron Wayne, was also an Atari alumnus, whatever it is. As I always say, the world is full of infinite possibilities and countless opportunities, but your life and career are finite, meaning you have limited time to find what you're searching for and make your mark on the world. This is your time. It is limited, so don't waste it. Find something you like to do and just do it. And that's how real entrepreneurs always start. Well, I really hate the word real entrepreneurs. I don't fucking know. There is no fucking real entrepreneur there. But they are just entrepreneurs, somebody that, they just made it. They just did something that they probably liked and they probably still like. And now they got pretty famous with it. Apparently there's also the Entrepreneur magazine, as I'm seeing now, and also Success.com has an own magazine, I really don't know. Maybe the Success.com is actually a pretty famous one, and the magazine is so just widely distributed or something. I don't actually know. And they have also just Instagram and everything else. It's amazing. Really is amazing. Let's actually see if I can find something else, because I'm having quite some time left. You know what? Let's search for something. Topics is amazing. Growth strategies. Technology is something that I'm really interested in. Postmates will test delivery robots on San Francisco sidewalks. Well, it might be goodbye for Postmates in the near future, I guess. If we have drones and if we have roboters, these Apple Powerbeats alternatives won't budget while you work out, and they're 62% off. Something that I do just have to admit is the Powerbeats just look good. I do not know if you know how they look like, but they just look good. I don't give a fuck about what the sound quality is. It still is important. Don't get me wrong, it really is important. But look at them. Apple knows how to design shit. For real now. They really know that stuff. They really just know that. And I also believe that there's just some reason behind the whole ergonomic design they're having, or the whole kind of curvy design they're having. Like, yeah, there must be something about it. I at least hope, I at least hope that they're not just doing something that, looks cool, looks good. Yeah, and it then, just being completely shit. I really hope not. But yeah, they look good. I don't know how you think about it, how you are thinking about it. Let me know, really let me know. I'm really interested in that. Do you think that these, as you can see on the left side of the screen right now, do you think that these are just, looking great, or do you find them awful? Because I kind of believe like there's still gonna be some people that do not like them, no matter how much I like them, they're gonna be just people that fucking hate them, I guess. Let's actually see white. Is white cool? I don't know. It's okay, I guess, isn't it? I think it's okay. But I do think that the box, so the carrying box, not actually pouch, but is a box, is fairly big, I assume, and they are fucking expensive. I think it was $250. It is something. It is definitely something, and they aren't even out yet, aren't they? Because they say like notify me when you can fucking buy them or what? I guess so. But yeah. I guess that's it with the episode, I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success. And I also hope that you're going to remind yourself on how you gonna be remembered, so your legacy. And even though we can't serve everyone, we can do our best to just be the nicest and the most generous we can fucking be. With that being said, I'll see you next time.